Whether you are a filmmaker who knows their tech or you're just an industry insider who wants to hear behind the scenes story, I want this video to actually talk to both of us. The Alexa 35 Xtreme that was just announced today. So ARRI just dropped the Alexa 35 Xtreme. It's faster. It can produce smaller file sizes. It has more features. And if you already own an Alexa 35, you can also get an upgrade. This sounds amazing, right? But not everyone is thrilled. And I will explain what I mean shortly. Hi, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tayo. I'm a director and a cinematographer based out of Shanghai, China. Now, let's establish some context first of all. You see, the Alexa 35 was already ARRI's flagship camera, right? It's incredible image quality, and I've made a video about that previously. I'm actually working on other videos about that camera right now. It's very rock solid. It's a reliable camera that will get your job done. Basically, the industry's gold standard for narrative filmmaking, for documentaries, for commercials, for a lot of things, right? But now they've added something new, the extreme mode. Let me give you a rundown, and hopefully in the near future, I will be able to get my hands on that camera to do a proper review where I explain everything. But to give you a quick summary of what this camera can do, we're talking about up to 660 frames per second. No more trying to get phantom cameras for extreme slow motions or any of the super slow speed cameras. You can do that now with the Alexa 35. This one really had me. There's a new ARRI codec. Now, once again, I will not dive into this too deeply until I get my hands on this camera. But what it means is that this camera is going to be able to generate smaller files that will be the same quality as what you are expecting from an ARRI camera, and it's going to be easier for post-production. Don't forget that name, ARRI Core. Now, whether this is a different type of raw container, I don't know, but I will do more research into this. And also, this thing has better wireless, more efficient power distribution and longer pre-record buffers. So yes, you can upgrade your existing Alexa 35 if you've already had that. So don't lose faith in that. Yes, you can upgrade your camera to get all these features. But why does any of this actually make sense, considering the fact that the Alexa 35 itself just came out a couple months ago, relatively? For sports, for commercials, or anything where you want extreme slow motion, this is a big deal. This is a big deal. It makes it extremely convenient for a lot of productions that already use the Alexa system anyways. Now you don't have to go out and get another camera that is a dedicated slow motion camera. You can do everything within the ARRI system, within the Alexa system, and it's just now it's the price of two cameras for one. If you've ever had to rent a phantom camera or you run two camera systems just for slow motion, this saves you money, this saves you setup time, and this just ultimately removes all your headaches, right? And I'm thinking straight away, one of the first group of people that I feel this will be extremely useful for is sports, NFL films, soccer, football, basketball. Think of everything. Movies that require slow motion playback or that require high frame rates, they're going to be loving this. They're going to be loving this camera. Commercial DPs as well. Everybody uses slow motion at one point in time. It's just nice to be able to get all of that in this very same package. Now, let's talk about that new ARRI call codec that I was just talking about recently. This is going to be great for a lot of post-production houses, and I will tell you why this is important, right? Data is expensive. People spend money on data. If you're going to be able to generate less files, it means that you don't have to pay for as much storage. It means that your transfers are going to be faster, and it means that when you get into post-production, things are going to be more efficient, more effective, and you still get the same ARRI look. For me personally, this is a game changer, right? This is a game changer if I'm able to get everything in a more efficient capacity just because of the codec that's been introduced. Absolutely. But there's a very huge controversy around this camera, and it's kind of necessary that we talk about this. ARRI is replacing the original Alexa 35 with the Xtreme, right? At no cost. Okay, no extra cost, at least if you buy it at a new price. The thing is, if you bought the Alexa 35 early when it actually first came out, it will cost you around 80,000. Now you're being told to pay another 15,000 to upgrade from the Alexa 35 into the Xtreme system. That kind of stings. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like every Alexa 35 owner is probably there right now thinking, what in the Lord's name just happened, right? Now, if you factor in the cost of the Xtreme, that comes in about 67,000, you basically realize that it is less than what you paid for the Alexa 35. So the Alexa 35 got cheaper. Good news for people who would want to buy it now because it's cheaper. The problem here is that for people who had adopted this camera early, this might feel very rough to them. But for people who are just trying to get into that system now, I think they will benefit from that price drop. So the big question here is ARRI starting to feel the intensity of the market? Is this a cash grab? Is ARRI just doing what tech companies do? Do they just drop a slightly better model and make early buyers pay again and again and again? Or is this genuine innovation that justifies the cost of the upgrade? Or maybe is it something else entirely, right? Is it protecting their dominance while other companies like Red, Sony, and even the Blackmagic Pixies, while they're creeping into ARRI's territory? This is a genuine question and a legitimate one. I'm actually curious as to what you think about this subject, but this is what I personally think about this camera. Number one, I think it's a form of innovation. Let me explain what I mean by that. What ARRI has done here is that they have genuinely improved the hardware on this camera, not just the firmware thing, right? The new main processor and the sensor modes were not possible before. They weren't even physically present before. The second thing is the concept of the market share, right? Now, high-speed cinematography has been a gap for ARRI for the longest time. Red, Phantom, even the Sonys, they've really crept into that space. So I think it just makes sense that ARRI is finally trying to come into that so that people just basically stick to their system, which honestly makes a lot of sense. The third one is about the cash flow. Is ARRI just doing this because they want to make money? Well, if anybody knows anything about economics, you would know that every business has to keep revenue coming in. Cash flow has to come in. So yes, in some way, this product is kind of for cash flow. Basically, why is this the case? You see, ARRI cameras have extremely long lifespans. These cameras are almost indestructible. So if they've sold out most of the cameras and you've bought the camera, the only way that the company can actually make some sort of income after the initial profit is to introduce upgrades like this so that they can just keep revenue flowing between product cycles and they don't get redundant. Now, what do I think about this new camera? What do I think about why ARRI is making this? I personally think that it's a bit of everything that I've discussed. Yes, the upgrades are real, they are necessary, they add a bit of value to the camera, they're useful, but the way it is priced and the way it's been rolled out feels like it hits the most loyal customers the most. In this case, the people who just bought the Alexa 35. Now, I do get that innovation costs money, but so does loyalty. And in a market that is this small, well, goodwill is kind of a very huge currency. If you already own an Alexa 35 system, I want to hear from you. Are you willing to pay for that upgrade? Do you think that you will spend that extra money just to be able to get that Xtreme mode? And if not, why? Why wouldn't you do it? I'm really curious to hear what you think. And if you're a DP who's been waiting for a higher frame rate camera from ARRI, do you feel like this is finally enough to get you to jump into the ARRI system and start using that in your productions and things like that? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Once again, my plan is to get my hands on this camera, and when I do, I will do a deep dive and just really go into what exactly is this ARRI Xtreme. I love the slow-mo. I love that I didn't have to change camera systems. I love that all of these things are now present in the camera. So you let me know, what do you think about this camera? Do you think it's something that you will be renting in your productions? Do you think that this will replace high-speed cameras? I'm really interested to hear what you guys are gonna say. Also, subscribe to the channel. I really hope you guys subscribe. Your likes, your comments, everything helps the video. If you haven't seen my initial review of the Alexa 35 system, I suggest that you can watch that somewhere. It should be somewhere up on the screen right after this video. And with that being said, I will see you guys the next time that I'm out making a video again. Let's go.